can a woman know for sure that she is whole and complete so that she does not go into the relationship looking to get that from a man? So, like, what are some signs for my ladies? What are some signs for a woman to know that she is whole, that she's complete, so she's not expecting the guy to give her certain things that he can't give her? And for the men, what are signs for you guys that you can tell when a woman is whole and she's complete, she's secure, she's confident? So
I can't tell you when she full and complete, but I can tell you when she holding on to some drama. I can tell you when she's still hurting, dealing with some past demons, because that stuff is obvious as well too. I always tell, like, you got to go into a relationship full, you got to go into a relationship full. Like, from now on, like, if you don't come in, like, all put it all right here. It's like when you go to the airport, take it all out your pockets.
Right.
Put it right here. Let me see it. Well, let me see what I'm gonna decide. Okay, I could deal with that. I could deal with that. Ooh, I don't know if I could. Like, that's what I'm doing now. So, like, I can't tell when a woman's full of hoe. I can't.
I think it comes with age, though. Like, this is a part of our journey. Like, we had to go through a moment where I was really dependent on him and his spirit and him being around, and that's taxing, you know. But I do believe that as I got older and I embraced, like, okay, I'm very young, by the way. But as I got older, I started to embrace the things that I was doing as, like, mine. And it's okay that he has his thing because I have mine, you know. I don't need him at my job cheering me on every day. But it's like, you know, like, literally, but I had to be okay with that. Like, and I think that that's a part of the journey. But I think if you're young and you're dealing with people, emotional intelligence is a real thing. And that's not something you have at birth. Like, that's not something you're conceived with. That's something that grows, you know. So I think that it's all about, like, harnessing and growing that. I think it's more that for women than anything.
And, you know, for myself, being married, now I'm divorced and single. Oh, no, it all worked together.
I know that's right. Congratulations.
But I really think the part for, you know, as far as knowing that I was at that place of being whole is when I was secure with being by myself. Like, when I say I'm single, I don't have a hole in my heart. It's not like, if anything, when someone comes to me with a relationship, I have to, like, back up and be like, am I ready for this?
Right.
Because I'm loving life. I'm enjoying myself. And then another part is a lot of people, when they hear, oh, you've been married, you're divorced, you know, it didn't work out. Listen, I don't have any baggage coming in because that's the time that I took out for myself. Because one thing that I knew is that what I went through is not the next man's problem.
Absolutely.
And relationships are already hard enough if you're bringing things in. And so if you want something healthy, you got to be healthy. So for me, I know that I'm healthy, and then I'm secure being by myself. And I don't just take what comes my way. If I wanted to be married, I could.
No, that's right.
Hello.
Yeah,
Just
I feel
to-
like.
oh.
Go ahead.
Just to piggyback on what she said and kind of get to your question on the men's side, which was how do you know? I think a big thing about what she said was being okay with being alone, right? When you're with a woman and she is always like, where you at? Or can I go? I want to go with you here. Or I got to, you know, she tags along to the point where she's literally your shadow. That's a sign. You know what I'm saying? At first it's cute and everybody likes it. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, all right, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Part of noticing that a woman isn't whole is noticing that she is very dependent on your presence, very dependent on your attention, and that's like a red flag. And then the other thing she said was, you know, just being okay with, you know, being alone is a big part of it, because, you know, you don't want to be with someone who's only with you because they're afraid to be without you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want somebody to be with you because they love your energy, they love your company, they love being around you, but not out of fear. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that's noticeable, you know, when you're with somebody and you're like, she might not all the way be ready for this because, you know, and for men too, I know I have male friends who, to this day, I believe that they are with someone because they are afraid to be alone. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're not really whole until you are okay with sitting in a room by yourself, having that alone time, having fun with yourself, being okay to go places by yourself, explore, have experiences by yourself. I think that's the other part of it that I agree with her with.
So good.
It's funny because when talking about wholeness, I feel like with the relationship, it's like a mirror. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody, that is where the true person on the inside of you is challenged, right? So it's like now you're in a relationship and stuff that's on the inside you didn't even know was there. Right. It starts popping up, and now it's starting to become a conflict. And now it's like, why are we arguing so much? But everybody has their the phase where you're first dating, and it's really good and it's beautiful and it's lovely, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna pick you up. Oh, okay, we're gonna go here and we're gonna do this. And then 6 months pass by, and then so one thing that I've learned is when it comes to wholeness is a continuous thing. It's not a thing where you automatically become 100% whole and now you've reached the place. Right. Wholeness is a graduation that is a continuous thing throughout life, right? Which goes throughout every area, not just relationships, but wholeness, period. And I feel like when it comes to wholeness, we all have grown. When we first got together, I always saw the negative issues with her, but I never saw the negative issues with me, because I had a perception that I love God so much, I was okay. Like, you couldn't tell me that something's wrong with me because I love God. So because I love God, I felt like because I love God, the way I walk with God, you can't tell me that I'm doing something wrong. But yet, I lied. Or I could be very malicious and be like, well, you getting a little bit too close, or if you're not too close, I don't want you to know because I know how you're going to respond, so I can't tell you the truth because I know how you are. So because I know how you are, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like being in a relationship, or not being in a relationship, but being whole is a process of learning and seeing the mistakes and how you can fix it. I feel like those little steps are graduations to wholeness.
And well said, babe. And Joe, hit on something so good. He talked about the fear, the woman wanting, to be around you because she's afraid to be alone. And it's so true. When you're by yourself, then you can really begin to hear your own thoughts and how you really feel about yourself. And that's what you need to listen to you. And you have to have the courage and the boldness to say, okay, why am I feeling like this? Where is that coming from? And so I thought that was a really, good point that you hit on. So is there a difference in the amount of respect that a guy gives a woman if she sleeps with him quickly versus if she waits until they're married?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. It depends. I know I can only speak for me. Okay. So it depends, like, if I really like a girl. Like my ex, it took me 3-4 months to get them yams. And we was together for a very long time. And then my ex before her, it was pretty much the same night, and we was together for like 3 years. So it just depends on each person. I don't think the respect goes down. I mean, I don't think less of myself when I have a one-night stand.
Well, I'm just speaking of like serious, like women that you're really dating seriously.
No, I mean, because look, women have their needs. Women have their wants. Women sometimes just want to get it and not take it no further. And if a woman just want to give it to you on the first night, I don't think the respect should go down, because I'm all about vibes and energy. If I go out, if I like, for instance, my honey chocolate, if you chill with me, I don't plan to do anything with you. It just so happen if the energy shifts that way and it happens, the respect is still there.
I agree with him. I think there's a misnomer that, like, dudes, just automatically, take the respect level goes down. But I think it's really I don't know if this. I think men treat it as a case-by-case basis, because I know, I have a friend who literally met his girlfriend the first night, and they was together the first night, and they've been together for years after that. You know what I mean? So I think it's kind of just a case by case thing. I don't think that it's an automatic like black and white. Like, well, she slept with him the first night, and he don't respect her anymore. I don't think.
Now I will say this. Sorry to cut you off. I will say the kind of respect kind of is altered in my opinion is when you do say, "I just want to let you know ain't nothing happening because I ain't that type," and then you end up getting it, and now my respect has dropped a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you fake and phony.
So what about so what about this this perception that after, I'm just speaking from what I've heard from other women where after they sleep with a guy, then they feel like the guy kind of like stops calling or the guy not answering their texts anymore. Is it that after a man and a woman sleep together, the woman kind of changes and starts switching up and that kind of runs the dude off? Or
look, I don't know. For me, I make sure I go over and aboard to text and call after. Because I got 8 sisters and I got a daughter. I don't like no woman feeling that way. And then 9 times out of 10, I'm the one saying, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?" Now they not replying to me as much. So yeah, I make sure I go over and board after.
I feel like I'm pretty much like when you said you're an energy person, like I really am an energy person. Like I move throughout my entire life that way. So I say that to say I've never met somebody and felt like I needed to like lay them that night. But I also view being intimate, not physical, but intimate with someone as something that is an investment. Like I'm an investment. I'm an emotional, financial investment before I'm a physical investment. So I have to wait till like the stock is up for me to provide anything for you. You see me dropping now. But you know what I mean? But that's really how I feel. So when people say like, when they like vibe, I'm like, oh, you move like that. That's cool. Like I respect that because I tell all my girlfriends, live your best life. I say it all the time, girl, live your best life. Do them all. Do the whole football team. Who cares? You know what I mean? But personally.
Don't do the whole football team.
don't
I'm
do
just
that.
saying, but personally, I do feel like it's not even for you all to think anything less of me. It's for me because I feel less like, and that's never happened to me. But it's never happened to me because my dad told me, you got a cookie. You better sell that cookie for the highest bidder because the moment you open the wrapper, it's going to get stale and stale and stale. And that was the realest thing. He told me that, you know what I mean? You got a cookie. So for me, it's more like, have you even earned this? You only been in my, I don't even know you. You haven't even been in my space that much. It does say something about you as a woman that you could do that. That's something, your energy, you're consuming someone's energy. You know what I mean? You eating that up. That's not something you can give back. So I do think, you got to have some discernment.
Right. Discernment.
Yeah.
That is key.
It's funny too because like even for me like when I was single, I was talking to so many chicks, but then again, my love for God, I didn't want to cross those boundary lines. Although it was very easy to go there. So for me, I think when it comes to sex with someone, it's deeper than just sex. Like, because for us men, it's very physical. Like, you women, you guys heard, I'm pretty sure you guys heard the term that a man could cheat on a woman, but he can still love his woman.
Yeah.
And a girl would be like, no, he wouldn't, because if he loved me, he would have never cheated.
But no, it's a real thing.
But the truth of the matter is, a man can really sleep with another woman and still love his woman, because for a man, it's a physical thing. So now, and let me kind of take it here real quick. The enemy will always take the physical attributions to distract you from what God really intends for you. Because when you really look at it, God, I feel like, and this is my opinion, right? God has given a man a rib. Every man has a rib, right? And there's an indicator on the inside of us. We know when a man is our woman, and we know when she's not. So we can either be wasting our time giving our hearts to different people and messing it up before we actually get to the one that God has actually ordained for us. So by the time we get to the one that God ordained for us, we're already messed up and screwed up. And now they have to try to clean up and try to fix and turn. And now it's like, but God, like, why do I have to deal and struggle with all of this and da-da-da-da-da? but that's not God's fault. He gave us a choice, and the fact that he even gave us a choice, I'm like, you're the dopest God ever, because you still allow people to do whatever they're gonna do. Right? And it's like, because this is the type of topics that I really want to talk about, and I'm glad we're talking about it, because it's the truth. Oh yeah, don't have sex before marriage and da-da-da-da-da. That's cool, but when you're in a modern day time where you're living real life and there's no scripture and there's no Bible and there's no church, and you really on a Netflix and chill, things can really go there, but nobody wants to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And we always have it in the back of our mind, like, man, God, yeah, I know you talking to me right now, and I know this is wrong, but I'm gonna need you to just take a back seat real quick, because you know what I'm saying? Like she's bad, and I'm in the moment, but I know I got you tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow.